Good morning and welcome to Strength and Balance. My name is Hannah and I am a senior fitness instructor with Stonebridge Community Services. And I am here this Monday morning for an exercise routine that is going to work our whole body. We do have the option of being on the floor for a couple of these exercises are towards the end of the strength part. I will give you a standing option if you would prefer to not be on the floor, and that is fine, your choice there. Let's make sure that we have some weights handy. Let's make sure that we have some water close by too. Otherwise, we need comfortable clothes and the space to move around with no obstructions. We're going to come up to feet right away and we'll warm up and get started. So let's stand up nice and tall and let's march on the spot, letting those arms move forwards and backwards and lifting those feet up nice and high. Let's take a nice deep breath, big inhale and exhale. Deep breath in and out. Reach those hands up and slowly lower down. Good. Let's pull our shoulders up towards our ears. Relax them down. Lift those shoulders and lower. Pull those shoulders up and down. Lift and lower. Good. Let's roll our shoulders. Nice big circles. Good. And roll those shoulders forwards. Good. Let's take those arms out to the side. Make little circles. And back in the other direction. Let's make those circles bigger and let's reach those arms forwards. And let's circle those arms backwards. With a little bend of that elbow, you can pretend you're combing your hair. Good, let's tap our toes forwards. And let's tap our toes to the sides. Let's tap those heels forwards. And tap those heels to the side. Good, let's take one foot, tap your toe and your heel, toe and heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and heel. Let's switch to the other foot, tap your toe and heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and heel. Good. Let's bring those feet together. And we're going to tap our toes, wiggle our fingers. Good. Let's tap our heels and tap those fingers to your thumb. Good. Let's tap both feet, tap your toes. We can circle our wrists. Good. Let's tap our heels, circle those wrists the other way. Good. Let's stand with our feet hip width apart. And we're going to circle our hips nice and slowly. In the other direction. Excellent. Let's grab a weight. We're going to organize this like 3 lower body exercises, then 3 upper body, then 2 core specific. And the last 3 will have a floor option as well as a seated option, a standing option. I want you to grab 1 weight. We're going to do a wide squat. So my feet are about shoulder width. 1 weight, holding it at my shoulder. I'm going to sink down into my squat. As I stand up, I'm going to push this weight up to the ceiling. So you can watch me for the first one. I'm going to inhale, sink down, exhale to push up. And we'll do about 8 or 10 of those. All right, ready? Here we go. Inhale, sink down, exhale to push up. Nice and slowly as you lower. Big exhale, and we can be fast as we push up. 1 more. Good. Switch this weight to the second hand. Hold at your shoulder. You're going to do 5 more. Good. Inhale as you lower down. Exhale to push up. Last one there. Good. And pop the weight down for a moment. Just need a quick drink. Let's hold the weight in each hand. We're going to do a hip hinge. So my feet are hip width apart. Feet flat on the floor. Knees are soft. I'm going to hinge at the hip. And stand up. Nice and slowly on the way down. A little bit faster as you stand. Stick that bump out behind you. Lower your chest. Inhale down. Exhale to stand. Good. Good, nice and slowly. One more. Excellent. Pop those weights down. The next exercise we'll do here will be a heel raise. And I'm going to work on using 1 foot at a time. So a single leg heel raise. I'm going to do this with no extra weight. And if the single leg work doesn't feel great for you today, both feet at the same time. It's just fine. I can stand on my right foot. My left foot is slightly off the floor. You can always just have a toe touching the ground. I'm not trying to work on my balance a bunch for this exercise particularly. I want to be supported so I get, the full range of motion through this heel raise. I'm going to hold on to my support to the wall here, and maybe I'll touch this toe to the floor too. We're going to push up onto tiptoe for 1 foot, slowly lower down. Got a bit more intense than the both feet at the same time. So for sure, if it doesn't feel right for you, go ahead and use both feet at the same time. Listen, no right or wrong there. Good, let's switch to the second foot. Same thing here. Whoop. It's hard to balance. I want to be nice and slow, especially on the way down. Good, that's the last one. Great. Quick drink, we're going to repeat those. I know I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm just really thirsty this morning. I have a bit of a headache. I think it's because we have a thunderstorm coming. I'm hoping lots of water is going to help too. All right, let's begin those lower body exercises again. Feet wider than shoulder width. Hand holding the weight at your shoulder. Let's inhale, sink down. Exhale to push up slowly as you lower. Good. Good, let's switch to the other side. And continue here. Two more. Last one. Good. Lower that weight down. Excellent. Pop it down for a second. Good. We have that hip hinge next. So you'll want a weight in each hand. Feet hip width. Knees nice and soft. We're going to stand up tall. We're going to hinge at the hip. Lower those hands down. Exhale to stand. Nice and slowly as we lower. Breathing out as we stand up. Let's do two more. Last one. Good. Pop the weights down. All right, super. Heel raises are next. Again, I'm going to have a hand on some balance support here to support me while I do a single leg. I'm going to start on my right foot, so left foot slightly off the floor. Push up onto that right toe. Slowly lower your heel. Good. Slowly really is important. We don't want to rush through this. Let's switch to the second foot. Here we go. One more here. Good, excellent. Let's have a quick drink. Right, two upper body exercises now. Let's hold both our weights. We're going to do some bicep curls. We're going to do one hand at a time and then both hands at the same time. So follow along as much as you can. If both hands at the same time doesn't feel like a good idea today, one hand at a time the whole time, it's just fine. Let's stand up nice and tall with your whip hands facing the side of your body. Let's bicep curl one hand, then the other. Good. One and two. And let's do both hands. One and two. Good. One hand at a time again. One and two. One and two. Both hands at the same time. One, two. Good, excellent. Put the weights down for a second. Good, just to relax. Relax your hands. Next exercise, we're going to do a similar thing. We're concentrating more on our tricep muscle, but it's going to look similar. Feet will be hip width. We're going to hinge forward a little bit. The weight in my hand, I'm going to curl and lift. Curl and lift with the other hand, and then we'll do some where we do both hands at the same time. We'll follow that same pattern. So feet hip width, knees nice and soft. Let's hinge forward. I'm going to curl and lift. Curl and lift. One hand at a time. Curl, lift, curl, and lift. Let's do both hands. Breathing out as you lift. One hand at a time. One hand at a time again. And let's do both. Last one. Good. Pop those down. Excellent. Quick break here, and then let's repeat those. Here we go. Good. Standing up nice and tall. I'm going to curl. Excellent. One hand at a time again. And now both hands. And another one. One hand at a time. And two more. Good, excellent. Pop down for a second. And then we'll pick them up and repeat that tricep exercise. Okay, here we go. Weight in each hand. Feet hip width, knees soft hinge forwards. I'm going to curl and lift. Curl and lift. Curl, lift, curl, lift. Both hands at the same time. Good. One hand again. And two more, both hands. Good, and relax. Excellent. Good. We have a couple that we'll do on the floor now. Floor option. I will give you the standing options to begin with. So the first one, you're going to hold one weight. This is if you don't want to be on the floor, this is what you're going to do. Hold a weight at your chest. You're going to push it out in front of you. Slowly back. Arms outstretch. You want to keep a little bend in your elbows. Good. Push and return. Quite intense for the shoulder and the chest muscles, but you can do it. Second one, we're going to be at the wall. So arms out in front, hands about shoulder height. We're going to lift hand and opposite foot back to center. And opposite foot. And opposite foot. And opposite foot. Third exercise is a plank to elbow. So I'm at an incline here with the wall. You know, from elbow, elbow, and then push myself up to hands. Elbow, elbow, push my hands and my chest back up. Elbow, elbow, hand, hands. And we will do floor versions of all of those if you want to be on the floor. So that's what I'm going to do here. So if you're coming down to the ground, put one weight on the floor now. So we're not trying to get onto the floor while carrying that weight. I'm going to step one foot forward, lift the back heel, bend that back knee, bend the front knee, hinge, and down to the floor, down onto your side. And we're going to lie it back here. Good, so holding that weight at my chest. If you're standing, you're doing a version of this standing up, holding the weight at your chest, pushing it out in front of you on the floor. Here I'm going to push to the ceiling, slowly lower down. So let's go ahead. Breathing out as you push the weight away. Breathing in as the weight comes down. Good, last one. Excellent. You can pop the weight down. We're going to come on to hands and knees. So roll yourself over. Slowly push up. Good. We're on hands and knees. If you are standing, you're at the wall now, and you're doing that opposite hand, opposite leg lift. We're doing the same thing on the ground here. Hand and opposite leg. Good. Excellent. Nice and slowly. Good, nice deep breath. Big inhale as you reach forward. Exhale as we lower down. This one's nice and slow. Good, we can pause here. And we'll do one more on our hands and knees. If you're standing in that wall plank position. You're going to come down to elbow and then push yourself back up to hands. We're going to do the same thing. This first time, we're going to lead with our right hand, everybody. So let's come down to elbows, up to hands. Down to elbow, up to hands. Good. Pull that belly button in towards your spine. Take nice deep breaths. Last one. Good. Excellent. We can pause here. We're going to go onto our back again and do that chest press. So if you are standing, you're going to do that standing chest press. You're going to grab your weight, hold it at your chest, and then here we go, straight up to the ceiling as you breathe out. Breathe in to lower down. Good, nice and slowly as you lower. Two more. Good, and we can relax the weight down. Let's come over to our side. Let's roll those knees over and push up. Good. And onto knees. We're going to do that bird dog, so that's the opposite hand foot. Same thing if you are standing, so you're standing at the wall. Here we go. Good, moving nice and slowly. Good, once more. Good, excellent. Let's do one more here. On hands and knees still. We're starting with our left hand. We're going to come down to elbow and up to hand. Here we go. Good. Lower yourself down and push up for hands. Down, up, up. Once more. Excellent. Bring that foot up. Nice and slowly. Push yourself up to stand. Good. I'm going to pick this weight up. Good, you can grab a drink and then we'll move on. Time for some balance look. So let's make sure that we are within an arm's reach of our support furniture. So chair, table, wall, island, whatever it is. Something to hold on to. It's going to keep you supported through this exercise. Let's stand with our feet one in front of the other. So we're heel to toe. Feet relaxed, knees are nice and soft. And we're standing up tall. We want to be looking forwards. Finding something to look at that isn't moving is something that will help you to keep that balance. Good. I'm going to tap my toes on my front foot. I'm going to tap my heels, on my back foot. Good, I'm going to tap my toes on my front foot. That one's much more difficult. So it's my back foot and tap my heel on my back foot. Good, let's switch our feet around. Let's do that again. Front foot, tap the toes. Back heel. Good, tap your toes on your back foot. And toe, heel on the back foot too. Good. Let's go toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Good. Toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Excellent. We can relax our feet here. We're going to stand with our feet really close to each other. Knees are soft and we're standing up tall. I'm going to take my right foot, tap that toe forward, and then draw a circle all the way around. So my toe is back behind me, and then back to center. I'll do that again. Tap that toe. I have my toes touching the floor at the moment. I'm going to try and work up to lifting my toe off the floor, but not yet. Toe, circle, draw that kind of half circle. I'm not trying to be too fast. This time I'm going to lift my foot up. Good. Excellent. Let's try the other foot, this left foot. This time I want you to tap your toe back and then draw that circle forwards. Good. Tap. Draw that circle. My toes touching the floor to begin with. And now I'm going to try and take my toe off the floor. Good. And the last one. Good. Feet on the floor. Excellent. We're going to stand on one foot. I'm going to stand on my right foot. I'm going to raise my left just a small amount. Good. Let's just hold this position. Find something to look at that isn't moving. Let's look forwards. Can you bring one hand to the ceiling? And the other. Hands together. Let's see if we can bring them down towards our chest. Hold in this prayer position for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's switch to the other side. Stand on the left foot, raise the right. Just look forwards, hold that position here. Let's take that one hand up. And the other. Hands together down into this prayer position. Going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Feet on the floor. Let's stand with our feet with space between them. One forwards, one backwards here. And we're going to shift our weight from front foot to back foot. We're lifting up through our heel and toe. Good. I'm going to reach my one hand forwards and then the other. Nice deep breaths. Great. Relax those hands and let's step our feet, lifting up one foot and then the other. Good. Onto the back foot, raise the front, hold for 3, 2, and 1. The front foot, raise the back, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's switch our feet around now and we'll do a similar thing, shifting that weight forwards and backwards. Good. Let's reach one hand and the other. And then let's reach both hands. Good. Once more. Let's relax our hands. Let's step from one foot to the other. Good. Onto the front foot now. Lift the back. 3, 2, and 1. Onto the back foot. Lift the front foot. And 3, 2, and 1. Good. Feet on the floor. Excellent. Let's reach our arms up in a Y shape. I'm going to stand on the right foot, raise the left, hold here, and circle ankle. Back in the other direction. And let's step onto the left foot, raise the right and circle. Go back in the other direction. Good, and feet on the floor. Great. I'll do one more here. Let's tightrope our feet. We're going to step forwards and backwards. Nice and slowly. Good. Looking where we're going. Nice and relaxed through the upper body, through the shoulders. Good. Heel to toe, or as close to that as we can. Good, and back to center. And we will relax here. All right, it's time to stretch. Let's take an arm across our body and hold. Feel that nice stretch through your shoulder, through your upper arm. Good, relax this arm, switch to the other side. Good, relax. You're gonna take one hand up to the ceiling, bend at the elbow hand behind your back. Just take that second hand, see if those hands can meet. We'll see how close you can get those hands to each other. Good, let's relax those arms. Let's switch to the other side. Hand up to the ceiling, hand behind your back, and let's reach the other to meet. Good, and slowly relax those arms. Great, let's have a seat. Going to sit forward in our chair. Forward at the hip, yeah. Sit up, switch to the other side, heel to the floor, toe to the ceiling, and hinge forwards. Good, let's sit up. I'm going to take my right hand to my left knee, look back over my left shoulder. Back to center, left hand to right knee, back over that right shoulder. Good, slowly back to center again. Let's sit up nice and tall. We're going to look down towards our chest. Let's look up. Bring your ear to your shoulder. And the other way. Good, let's lift up, bring your chin to your shoulder. And in the other direction, chin to shoulder. Good. And back to center. Let's come up to feet. We're going to reach our arms behind us, reach for the back of the room. Deep breath in. And then exhale, wrap those arms around you. Nice tight squeeze, a pat on the back. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining me this morning. This was a great time. I will see you next time.
You did last time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. David, do you have a group of friends today, or is it just two of you?
Just the two of us.
Oh, okay.
We're back in
telling-
Simcoe now.
Oh, I was telling Abby and she thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, we had a good time with the whole group session.
That's awesome. All right,
Bye.
see you again.